It was a terrible tragedy, and we need to address the challenges that towns are facing because of gun violence. I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment. It's been important to the state's hunting and sports tradition, but I think we've got to keep guns out of the hands of convicted felons, out of people who are mentally ill.
Proposing any new legislation, that's correct. I'm not going to propose any legislation. And I've said to all the gun owners in our state that whatever proposal comes up, I'll be sure to hold a town meeting.
What can you say tonight to reassure gun owners that you will stand with them?
And one of the most important things that we did in protecting the Second was the gun manufacturer's liability bill.
The prohibition-style gun policy just lead to the creation of violent gun black market.
Who says they're for Second Amendment has attacked me on my Second Amendment issues, which you just referred to. And here's a man that would have wiped out the Second Amendment if his vote would have been carried the day.
Congressman Paul.
I would like to address specifically the legislators we all know who are going to vote against this resolution. Since voting to take away someone's rights is totally different than being asked to enforce it, I want you to consider this. If you support the SAFE Act so wholeheartedly, are you willing to stand with law enforcement members and lead from the front to enforcement? And what I mean by that is if a constituent of yours feels so alienated by this law and the manner in which it was passed that they refuse to comply with it, are you willing to stack up on their front door and go in first? I bet if a clause was in this bill that required you, the elected leadership, our elected leaders, to go in the door first, I bet you would not be so steadfast.
Say no more. In effect, those children and those teachers had been sacrificed to a radical and perversely permissive misreading of a poorly worded document. Today we say no more, ladies and gentlemen. We affirm today's legislation because, once again, it is the best thing for the American people, and that is why we're affirming.